publish the 51 schools you purportedly used 54 billion to do in 2024.
In 2007, he started blackmailing the governor at that time, and they called him and gave him job. If he likes, let him hang on a transformer. This government will not call him.
Performance report that he has done 51 schools. Let's just say that 51 schools. Names, location, pictures don't lie. Evidence is the end of argument. We want to see the pictures. We want to see the locations. We want to see the amount. We want to see the contractors. If alexotti is unable to show these things, then we want Nigerians to discountenance whatever you're reading on the social media. We want Nigerians to discountenance whatever Mr. Alexotti and his bloggers are posting. We want Nigerians to come to our rescue. Abia is sinking into a tyranny, a one-man government. And Abia State needs to be rescued. The APC in Abia State, the Abia Interest Association, we are calling out Mr. Alexotti and we are asking him simple question. Publish the 51 schools you purportedly used 54 billion to do in 2024. If you add the 14 billion claimed to have been taken away in 2023, that is 68 billion. Simple and short. Publish it.
It is impossible for me to sit here and reel out the schools that are going through renovation. It is. I know you talked about the so-called abia whatever in Abuja that organized a press conference led by someone called Chikam Nayo. I'm sure a lot of people here know him. Unfortunately, when you have people who don't have so much information, they are not properly informed, but they are wired to be used for mischievous activities. So sometimes they make mistakes. Okay? So I heard about it even though I didn't watch it. But then even a day or two before the press conference, everything he was going to say was sent to me by WhatsApp. And then I was also told who sponsored it. I said it's okay, it is democracy. The unfortunate thing is that the person that sponsored it chose to use a man with no integrity. Absolutely zero integrity. And then even the issue of 54 billion, the original person that talked about it found out shortly after he had talked about it that he made a mistake. And he decided to walk back his mistakes. I'm sure those who are following details will know. There's something called state sifters, World Bank state transparency, and it's called sifters, SFTAS. It requires, it's a program by World Bank, which requires that states, not compulsory though, states publish their, okay. I thought village people had come. It requires that states publish their budget performance. What is budget? Budget is an estimate, right? So these things are very simple. But at the end of the day, what is important is what is the cash that has been spent. So if you go to the website of Abia State Government, the audited statement, financial statement for December 31, 2024, states exactly how much of that 54 billion had been spent. If you check that website, you will see the figure 2.1 billion. That's what had been spent. But that does not stop you from making provisions, particularly when you have awarded contracts. What this government does is that before we hand over money to you, we must collect an advance payment guarantee. So that in the unlikely event you decide to face your village after collecting money, we call the bank guarantee. So at any point in time, if you are working for us, your money must be in our hands and not the other way around. So if you take a walk, you know you will lose money. But we don't chase contractors because you know at any point in time you are going to be issuing certificates. And when those certificates mature, you are paid. That's our process. So when somebody goes to town and says, oh, 54 billion is missing, unfortunately for him, he's talking to the wrong people. When you look at this government, at least 3 or 4 members of the Executive Council are fellows of the Institute of Chartered Accountants. The SSG is also a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants, Accountant General, Commissioner for Finance, even Commissioner for Environment, Commissioner for Lands and Housing. Let's discountenance the rest of us. So if you want to take on this government, it should not come from numbers, particularly for a man who doesn't understand numbers. So, to Eze Chikam Nayo, I have a message for him. This is a different government. And my response to his request that came at the beginning of this administration remains the same. The person he sent to me, oh, he wants to be part of this government. I told him no. And the answer is no. So we have followed him. He has been part of every government from 1999. In 2007, he started blackmailing the governor at that time, and they called him and gave him a job. If he likes, let him hang on a transformer. This government will not call him. So he says I should do a video. I checked the records and I found that about 5 or 6 schools are being done in Umunochi as we speak. He should come home and see them if he's not afraid of coming home. I shouldn't do a video. Why should I do a video and prove to him that I'm working in his local government? No, he should come. He should not stay in Abuja. And if he comes, please, somebody should also tell him not to forget to also visit the university where he claimed he read law. I'm also working there. Okay? And to the people that sent him, first of all, they sent the wrong person. A man without credibility. You don't need to send him to go and talk about it. You need to, and in any case, they may not have found a man with credibility to come and talk rubbish. Because if you send a man who understands numbers, he will tell you, no, this one is budget. Let's look at what has been spent. I was looking at the numbers, and by June this year, we have spent about 14.4 1.43 billion on 61 schools just within this year, these renovations that we are doing. So there's an interesting thing. You know, Abia people are not as foolish as they think. You know, sometimes they think because people keep quiet, they think they can get away with anything. Oh, you blackmail him, they will call you for discussion. I will never call you for negotiation. Never. So maybe you need to set up another structure. And in any case, the last time I checked, he was in PDP. When did he join APC? Okay? So please, give the message to him that this one didn't work and will not work. And the people hiring them, you know, I sympathize with them because they lost their money. All the money they paid them, the hall, all the T-shirt, all the face cap, all those are lost. So our people are very bright people. They are not that they kept quiet doesn't mean they don't know what to do. So we are talking of cash and we are talking of budget. They are not the same thing. Okay, and I can tell you under my watch, no such thing will happen. I can tell you for free. And anybody who works in this government will tell you that it's impossible. So if you are looking for dust to throw, don't go into numbers. You don't even understand numbers. And you are throwing dust. So please, I hope nobody mentions this as a Jikam Nayo again. Because I've chosen not to, I didn't want to talk about it, and that's why I ignored it. Because I believe that people should be discerning enough to know what is right. And even he himself, if he used a little of the gray matter, he would have known that that is not the way to go. And people are asking, where is he getting money to do all these jobs? And then somebody is seated somewhere in Abuja, come and show me video of smart school. I don't need to show video. It is there in your village. Go to your village. All right? I hope I've responded to your question, Nora. Thank you very much. Of our rehabilitation of schools. You are from Abia or you live in Abia. So all you need to do is to get to your school. Like I joke with some of us, we get into some to erect new ones. We found that in terms of integrity, in terms of cost, that was much more efficient to do that. And then you can be sure of what you get. It's also sometimes better to just start afresh than to start trying to panel beat an already dilapidated structure. And that's what we're doing in many of the schools. Of course, we also came under pressure in terms of the facilitators, the lecturers, or the teachers. And I'm glad to report, and I'm sure you are aware, that we have onboarded 5,394 teachers as we speak. We've posted them to different schools. We also got reports that some people were posted to areas where they could not operate efficiently, and I gave instructions that people should be posted where they could deliver their best. I've always been a firm believer that somebody should not consider posting as a punitive measure. So if somebody lives in Okwa and you are posting him to Arochukwu, he may have to relocate. And if it's difficult for him to relocate, then he may not operate well. So we like to post people to where they can give us their maximum output. So the ASUBEB, the Ministry of Education, and others involved have sat down to review those postings. So if there's any prospective teacher that we have hired, and I believe they've all been onboarded in the payroll as at this month. So if your posting is not satisfactory, please come back to us, so that we want to post you in your comfort zone, and we want to get the best from you. Moving to the tertiary institutions, I'm very glad with the improvements happening at the Ogbonneonu Polytechnic in Aba. The report I got was that we were beneficiaries of 2 billion naira Third Fund Special High Impact Fund. Understand that there are 18 state polytechnics countrywide that benefited from that largesse, and we are one of them, Ogbonneonu Polytechnic. The only one in the southeast out of the 18. So I use this opportunity to congratulate the director and his team for working very hard to earn us such a pride of place. We continue to develop the Osisioma campus, building and completing lecture theaters, hostels, laboratories, and other structures. And the whole idea is that they should start operating from there from the next academic session. The present campus in Aba is also receiving attention. Virtually all the buildings have been renovated. The lecture theater is going to be completed very soon, a new one that we're building. And a lot of good things are happening. The enrollment has also increased, quite unlike what it used to be before, where every year you see enrollments going down. So we believe that maybe in another year or two, we will double the number in terms of enrollment. And I'm happy to also report that we have also introduced contemporary courses in the Polytechnic. The Polytechnic is able to offer artificial intelligence today, robotics, and science and technology courses that are relevant to today's world. Then on Abia State College of Education Technical in Arochukwu. A few years ago, they lost accreditation, and we are working very hard to ensure that the accreditation gets reinstated. So massive work is going on there. We are fencing in the continues to receive attention. The hostels are being retrofitted, new faculties of agriculture and law, construction must have begun by now because all the approvals were secured about 2 weeks ago, and the contractors have been mobilized, and I believe that they would go to site any moment from now, if they have not gone. The Abia State University Teaching Hospital in Aba, we have moved to the next stage of facility upgrade. The first thing we did was firefighting to ensure that we got our accreditation back, which was done. Now this next phase is to prepare it to be future ready, to train medical doctors, and I believe that by the next academic session, we will see things change. On healthcare closeout, those who followed would remember that about 2 weeks ago, less than 2 weeks ago, the chairman of Enugu Electricity Distribution Company, Enugu Disco, visited us, finalized on our transaction of buying out Umuahia and the adjoining local governments, which include Umuahia North, South, Ikwano, Bende, Hafia, Arochukwu, Isikwata, and Umunochi. So we we intend to isolate them as an island, just like Aba, and take charge so that we can deal with everything about electricity here. That is going very well, and I believe that in a few weeks we'll close whatever gap that we have, and then we can move to consummating the transaction. We have also set up the, which you of course know, the ASERA, Abia State Electricity Regulation Agency, and of course the Advisory Council was also set up. So we are good to go. The Light Up Abia project remains in force. All the roads we are building, we ensure that we have solar power to power and light up the roads. Even those that have been built before now, we also work very hard to ensure that the place is well lit for a whole lot of reasons. One of them is security. It's more difficult for people to operate in well-lit environments than in dark environments. The second one is that we are working very hard to ensure that the night economy works here. We have tried to explain this time and time again to say that the more people are awake, the more business they do, and the more money they make. Anytime you go to bed, by say 8 p.m., your money goes to bed. And it's only when you wake up that it wakes up with you. So any money that you put under your bed, instead of having it work, that money is useless to the economy until it wakes up. We have also fixed, and that's the first phase of the electricity project in Abia State University that was handled by the Ministry of Power and Public Utilities. And we are now moving to the next stage of setting up a turbine that will generate no less than 15 megawatts of power that would support, that would be an independent power project that will support the university and environs. The I's and T's are being dotted and crossed, and hopefully we'll roll that out soon. Very soon, so that they will be independent of public power supply. On our urban renewal projects, we continue to ensure that our place begins to look the way it should look. The roads, trees are being planted, and we are doing it quietly, but we are asking for the support of Abia people, not only in planting trees around their houses, but in also ensuring that the ones that we are planting are not tampered with in any way. If anything, that you will support to ensure that these trees survive. We also beautifying the towns with both shelters and lay-bys, and of course the bus terminals that we are constructing should be ready any moment from now. And there's one in Omuahia. There are two in Aba, and I think one in Hafia in the first instance. And of course, the electric vehicles that we had ordered, I think 20 of them should be ready for delivery any moment from now. Another 20 will be ready before the end of the year. And then we'll continue counting and counting. In terms of youth empowerment, we have chosen a different path because, like I've always maintained, our people culturally do not depend on handouts. That is our culture. There is the new culture of handouts, but that is not our culture. It is imported. And that our people believe in being taught how to fish than giving them fish. So we continue to invest in our young people. The talent hunt exercise that started from the Ministry of Youth and Sports is one of those. The leadership training, leadership academy that just started a day or two ago, where 1,000 of our young people are going through leadership training in Omuahia here, fully paid by government, training being undertaken by the best leadership experts in the country. And the exercise having been conducted in a very transparent manner. We believe that not too long from now, you will see our people occupying positions based on the kind of training they receive. And of course, we have the Tech Rise program. We also have the fashion program in Aba being undertaken by Ethnocentric and MasterCard, supported by the government. And then, of course, the cooperative societies in different wards who benefited from billion naira interest-free facility that we gave last year. And this year, we have approved 2 billion naira to also be extended to a larger number of people. So for us, that is what it is. People want to be empowered so that their trade can move rather than the culture of palliatives and handouts. I guess that's where I want to leave it and open the floor for questions and answers. So, Vivian, I can see you have the microphone. Okay, so over to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Welcome everyone seated in here. Good evening once again, Your Excellency. We're glad to be here with you on this month section of Governor Alex Otti Speaks to Abians. I want to introduce myself once again. I am Vivian Chima, reporting to duty tonight. With me is
Frank Chukwemeka of Flow 94.9 FM. Wherever you are listening or watching this night, this is Governor Alex Otti Speaks to Abians.
Your Excellency, I'm the chairman, correspondent chapel of Abia UJ. Your Excellency, this seems to be my validatory comment and appreciation. Granted that in the next 2 weeks or about this time next month, I would have vacated and handed over the reins of leadership to my successor as the chairman of correspondent chapel, having served for 6 good years as the head of journalists in Nigeria that were posted to Abia State. Your Excellency, 2 weeks ago, I was able to go around your primary health center at Imerim in Isialangwa North, Ibom at Arochukwu and Ngu Uzakole. Your Excellency, what you did in that area is a signature project that needs to be commended. I want to thank you for that. Your Excellency, one of the observations we have is that when we were going to Arochukwu, we thought we were going to pass through the normal Itumbuza via Akwa Ibom. But lo and behold, when we get to Uzuaba via Ominoka Bridge, less than 30-45 minutes, where we are at Arochukwu via the new bridge you constructed there. The Excellency has done very well. This is the place where people need to be. So, having said that, there's a health center in Obodoku in Omo South, where it is currently sited. The people from the northern side of it cannot access it due to the deplorable condition and erosion menace. Your Excellency, the people who are sending their SEO message for you to go there to find out what is going, so that the good work we are doing in the health sector can be appreciated. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Thank you, Chief Journalist. Please limit your comments, questions to 3 minutes, 2 minutes maximum, please. Okay, up next, let's go with
Your Excellency, I am Sunday Wakama of the Punch newspaper. You see, when people or somebody is doing well, who will be talking one thing or the other for and against? I don't want to dwell on the fact that people are rumoring that His Excellency has concluded plans to join ADC. But that is not my problem. My question is, Your Excellency, very recently we were excited that you got an approval to borrow 125 million naira dollars, about 18 billion naira from Islamic Bank. Recall that Omai did a similar thing. At the end, he even had to use land to pay off certain areas, which these people are talking about using as a roga. Now in other state, people are worried. One, you may have stated where this money will be used for development. But recall that these people said that they will dip Quran in the sea. Are we not mortgaging ourselves to the Islamic foundations?
Thank you.
Then secondly, no, the bill, the money, what is the interest rate? What is the duration? And how are we going to pay back? Thank you, sir.
Thank you. One more person from the print. Okay, let's go with Ibako.
Thank you, Your Excellency. It's wonderful to be here again. And all that you have told us here is so wonderful also. But my name is Alexotti. Thank you. New Telegraph newspapers. They, wonderful, all that you have told us here that the government has done is all verifiable, we can see. But I was listening to hear what the government has done or is doing or even want to do in the area of agriculture. But I didn't hear anything. Is it deliberate? Is it what is happening there, sir? Thank you.
The Governor, please, it's time for you to react.
All right, thank you so much. Elder Chief Journalist Sam Obinna Igwe. Thank you for your very positive comments, and we note that this is going to be a validatory session. In fact, I was scared when I had validatory, and sometimes when you hear these things, you want to listen very well. There's this story. It happened in another state that is not here. One young man, he was a troublemaker. So every time he would show up in court. So the last time he showed up in court, the magistrate warned him. He said, "My young man, this should be the last time that you would appear before me in this court." And the young man said, "My lord, are you retiring?" So when you talked about valedictory, so if the magistrate is not retiring, you definitely show up in court again. All right, so you are stepping down from that rule, but you remain a journalist. You remain an elder and a chief. All right, so we note your positive comments about the primary health centers you visited, and then your commendation about the Ndiokereke Uzuabam Arochukwu Road, including the Omenoko Bridge. Thank you for those positive comments. Now, I think you said Obodiuku, right? Okay, I think I know where Obodiuku is. So I would ask the Commissioner for Health and Commissioner for Works so that they can go and have a look. It's just that the access is bad, right? Okay. Okay, it's not that the health center is bad. The health center is okay. Okay. As time goes on, we will also take another set of health centers. The whole idea is to ensure that all the 948 primary health care centers work. At the moment, we can say 120 are working or are ready to work. There's also a 67 being handled by the World Bank. I haven't got a briefing on that. I would like to know where we are with that. Even though it's being done by World Bank, it's still for us. So we need to have some oversight. So please, you've taken note. So thank you. We would check and ensure that the access is fixed. Then Sunday, Wakama of the Punch. Thank you for letting me know that I think you are saying you heard that I'm going to APC or ADC. Which of them? Both of them. Okay. All right. I thought I had said some time ago that I'm where I am. But if you have any reason to take me to ADC, you have to come and explain to me. But for now, it can be categorized as part of the rumors that people come up with. Now, you are worried about the $125 billion loan. And your worry is that is coming from Islamic Development Bank. I don't think you should worry. Money doesn't have color. Whether it's coming from the devil or coming from heaven. No? So the important thing is to use the money for the purpose. Okay, so that's what it is. It's Islamic Development Bank. Because it's Islamic Development Bank, there is also something about interest. But I believe that the details will be made clear by the Commissioner for Finance at the appropriate time, but nothing to worry about. The conditions are very generous. By the time I looked at the conditions, I was actually surprised. But where you should worry is what happens to exchange rates. So that's always my worry. If the money was borrowed prior to May 2023, the exchange rate at that time was under 500. But today, if you are paying it back, you will need to look for thrice that money to pay back $1. And that's where the issue of deployment now comes in. That's also where hedging may come in. So we will deal with that. But in terms of sinking Quran in the ocean, there's no ocean here. So if you want to sink Quran in an ocean, you will go elsewhere. So there's nothing to worry about, I can assure you. Igbako Oji. No, when you talk about agriculture, we're also doing a lot in agriculture, but we didn't. I didn't want to bore you. If I continue telling you all the things we are doing, maybe I'll be the only one speaking. So I just picked a few issues that were topical. In agriculture, our style is to engage with the private sector. There are two levels. There is the support we'll give our people who are into farming. But those are for more of subsistence farming. But big time agriculture is undertaken at the level where agriculture is seen as a business. So we've actually signed some MOUs on abia palm in Opa area. There's one in Owerenta on rice, and then discussions are still going on around the urban belt. So it's not that we are ignoring it. It is actually the mainstay of our economy up to tomorrow. And in the area of food security, you cannot ignore agriculture. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, once again. So we're moving straight to radio. Please remember the rule, one question, and please go straight to asking your question, please. All right, please.
Good evening, Your Excellency.
All right, go on.
Good evening, Your Excellency. My name is Kingsley Onwoka. I work with Rapid FM and Rapid TV. Your Excellency, on 5th of August, a sample of MPOS was sent to Abuja. And Wednesday this week, that result came out positive, sir. But currently in Abia State, we lack designated isolation and treatment centers, sir. And as a result of this, the confirmed suspect from Abia North is now in Akwa Ibom State. Sir, my question is, when exactly is Abia State going to have isolation and treatment center? Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. I'm not seeing any hand up. All right, Patricia.
Okay.
Please, please give Patricia, please. After her, you can come in, please.
Good evening, Your Excellency. My name is Patricia Mborog and I work with Flow FM. Your Excellency, I want to call your attention to the gully erosion ravaging Ohabiri in Umuchime, Namaso Autonomous Community, or SA, in Ibeku, Umuaha North Local Government Area. That site is better seen than imagined. I don't know the faith of the people there, but as we speak, their faith hangs in the balance, and they need urgent intervention from the government to see that place, worked out.
Thank you. Stanley.
Okay. Good evening, Your Excellency. I want to thank you for responding to, sorry, my name is Tamba. I represent Sun FM 91.3 Berry. On this platform, I brought to your knowledge the situation of some of those workers at Abia Poly who were relieved before you took the mantle. You assured that you were going to look into it. My report here is that they've started receiving their salary, so the arrears they were owed. I know the remaining people with what I've actually discovered is that their file is presently in Umuahia, and I believe you're going to pay the remaining people. Thank you very much for fulfilling that promise. Your Excellency, my question is about creativity. I want to thank you for trying your best to bring back the creative strength of Abia State. You cannot mention movie making without remembering Abia. About to be very precise, actually did a lot in filmmaking. You want to talk about marketing. You remember 1-2 Pound Road, you remember Iweka and probably Dumota. And you're talking about the hub where movies were made in the past. You think about Royal Palm Hotel in Obo Hill. You talk about Naiko Hotel in Enugu and then Winnie's Hotel in Lagos. But we lost it because of the kind of mindset that people had. They charge a lot of money for locations and so on. The aesthetics were not there. The state...
Sorry, can we get to the question part of this, please? Thank you.
Let me go straight to the question, sir.
Thank you.
My question is this. A lot of producers who left Abia because of the situation want to come back and film in Abia because the environment is looking good for them. What are your plans? They want to, and the only issue they're having is finance. Are there possibility of providing loans, soft loans for producers to produce and bring back job to Abia State? Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Your Excellency.
All right, let me start with Stanley. Stanley, are you paying attention? Okay. All right, so I'll start by thanking you for acknowledging what we have done with payment of Ubundeano Polytechnic teachers that were disengaged from 2018 to 2021. 461 of them have shown up, and many of them have been verified and have been paid. At the last count, about 340 out of the 461 have been paid. The rest of them, by the time they finish their verification, they will also be paid. Besides, we are looking at the cases again to understand if they were fairly dismissed or disengaged. And those that were not fairly disengaged, we will look at their cases and call those we need to call back. So thank you. Creativity is a very important issue. But it's still a bit of early days. I listened to the reasons you gave us why that whole industry voted with its feet and left. But I think you left out the main issue. Those things do not operate alongside insecurity. They do not operate alongside dilapidation of infrastructure. If you could not access Pound Road, I think that was Pound Road, right? If you could not access it. So what we are doing first is to get the enabling environment back. So the people that their problem is not finance. That's the truth. I actually played in that industry between 1995 and 1997. A lot of people in that industry have a lot of money. Their problem is what I've told you. If the environment is not conducive, there's no way they will operate. So but we want to even go the extra mile. When we talked about the entertainment village, we had them in mind. We have already identified a location. We are at the design stage now. It will be just by the stadium. So you have a games village, an entertainment village, and a stadium city. So those are being designed by experts. And by the time they finish, then construction will begin. So we don't want to lose it again. We don't want to start and stop. So if you think of Hollywood today, if you go there, you know that it is something that people thought about, designed, and they were deliberate about it. So that's what we intend to do. But it's a very good question that you asked. Thank you. Patricia, gully erosion at Osa, I'm aware of it, and our people are already there. I've deployed people there. The Ministry of Environment is on top of it. We are looking at two options. It's part of what you have under new map. But we don't intend to wait for new map. If we finish and we are able to handle it as a state, we will jump into it. It's the same way we dealt with the Ovom, right? Ovom Street in Aba. That was almost caving in, and we thought that as a responsible government, we shouldn't wait. And today, we've reclaimed the place. Difficult, but we did it. So that's what we intend to do with it. So we are actually on top of it. The building of isolation and treatment center is something that I have already given an instruction to the Commissioner for Health, that we should have at the minimum one. And I think he's incorporated it into the General Hospital. And this is a response to Kingsley Onwuka's question. He's incorporated it into the Amachara General Hospital. So, and I'm sure by the time that hospital will be completed, we will have an isolation and treatment center, but not the way it used to exist under COVID. But at least you have an isolation and treatment center so that cases like mpox and those kind of cases can be dealt with. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Next slot goes to the TV. Okay, Emmanuel. TV. Yes, sir.
Good evening, Your Excellency. My name is Emmanuel Wazwe. I report for Afia TV. Your Excellency, my colleagues have, acknowledged what many Abians have also acknowledged, that your administration have been doing, in terms of infrastructural development and all that. It's a welcome development, and some of us, for once, now feel very proud being Abians. But there is what I can call, quoting the white man, a PKU infraction. I am coming just on the sideline of it. Okay, and that is about procurement, public procurement. And when we watch the federal government award contracts, they mention figures and probably people who these contracts were awarded to, and how many people bidded before these contracts were awarded. And over time, we've not seen that happen in Abia State. I have not witnessed that. And at least I participate in Monday press briefing after the Federal State Executive Council meeting. We have seen projects executed and at different levels, but we do not know how these contracts were awarded, majorly what funds are involved into. So I think I am suggesting that the state government will look into this direction. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Wazwe. Who's next, please? I want to see your hands. Okay, Nora of Arise TV.
Good evening, Your Excellency. My name is Nora Okafo. I work for Arise News. Sir, please, I have a question and an appeal at the same time, if I have your permission. Okay, thank you very much, sir. While you spoke, you talked about the building of 20 more schools, smart schools, across the zones in Abia State, but you did not mention where exactly. We would want to find out, because recently a group of persons under the edges of concerned Abia interest group under APC actually held a press conference in Abuja, wherein they alleged that 54 billion naira was allocated by your government for building of schools, but they are nowhere to be found. Sir, could you please react to that and also tell us where these 20 smart schools are to be located in Abia so that we can go looking for them? And my appeal, please, sir, on behalf of the Abia State Media Group, we want to appeal that you avail us, the Commissioner for Works, to please speak to us periodically on some of the issues that arise as regards the work sector, because in most cases we do not have the opportunity to get some information and it's affecting our work. Please, sir, we want you to allow him speak to the press where and when necessary. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Nora. Okay, who's next? The last slots. Okay, it goes to Chinwe, yeah, of New Central.
Good evening, Your Excellency. I am Chinwe Ugili. I work with New Central TV. Your Excellency, the first thing is that I want to give you an information. And that information is that you still have some workers in Abia State who are still having issues with salary payment, even pensioners. Please, Your Excellency, help us look into this, because they disturb us a lot as if we are the ones paying them the salary. Now, to my question, how would you assess your own budget, the 2025 budget performance in education? we've already gone past half of the year. So how would you say that the budget performed in the education sector? Thank you.
Okay. Your Excellency, the ball is now in your court to react. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Emmanuel Wanzue. The issue of public procurement and information, it is valuable. Anytime a job is awarded, it goes through a process. And we do have a public procurement bureau. There are thresholds. If it is within the governor's approval limit, it is done at that level. Sometimes, maybe if it is within the approval limit of the ministry, it is also handled at that level. And of course, if it is above the threshold for the governor, he goes to ESCO through the Finance and General Purpose Committee, and all those are properly documented. So if you are interested in them, you don't even need to go anywhere. All you need to do is to engage with the media team